Have you ever made an offer to buy a property in your home country, and realized that it's one of the most stressful things you'll ever do in your life? Well, the stress doesn't get any better when you make an offer to buy a property in Italy. However, the fact is that unless you push yourself out of your comfort zone, you're never going to fulfill your dream of living la dolce vita. So, to help you on your journey of achieving la dolce vita lifestyle, this video provides an outline of the steps to take when making an offer to buy a property in Italy, and help to make your journey as smooth and incident-free as possible. Before you learn what's involved, would you like to get an ongoing collection of news, reports, resources and courses on working and living in Italy? It's so easy to access. Just take a quick moment to subscribe, and click the bell icon so you'll never miss out on future videos again. Plus, don't forget to watch the video to the very end where you'll get details on how to download your free ebook entitled, "You Can Start a Brand New Life in Italy." So, this video takes you through stage number 7. The steps required to be taken when offering on properties. 1. Prepare a purchase offer. In the Italian real estate market, all negotiations about the price are in written form. Firstly, you, the potential buyer, have to make a written offer to the vendor, known as the proposta di acquisto. Your offer should show the price you're prepared to pay, and the required timing of the conclusion of the exchange of contracts, completion of the deal. To enable you to do this, you'll need to engage a notary, who'll handle the negotiations and the drawing up of contracts. It's normal to pay a deposit of 5 to 10% of the agreed property price to secure the property. However, this sum is guarded under Italian law to protect you, the buyer. For example, if you pay a €10,000 deposit on a property and the vendor then fails to honor the contract for whatever reason, then the vendor is required to reimburse your deposit and pay an additional fee equal to the deposit. In other words, you'll get €20,000 returned to you. 2. Sign a preliminary contract. At this stage you might be required to sign a preliminary contract, which is not mandatory. The preliminary contract is drawn up in cases where the transaction is likely to take place over a certain length of time, or if the sums involved are quite substantial, or if either the buyer or the seller insists on it. It's at this stage that when signing the preliminary contract that the seller is not entitled to change his decision to sell the property without the financial consequences referred to earlier. At this stage, you, the buyer, pays for the services of the real estate agent or realtor. 3. The conclusion of the sale contract. The main contract of sale, the deed of purchase, known as contratto notariale di compravendita, is signed by the seller and the buyer in the presence of the notary, which is then subject to notarization. A notarized document is one that contains signatures of the buyer and the seller witnessed by a public figure called the notary, with the documents imprinted using an official notary seal. Before signing, the notary is obliged to read the contract out loud and ensure all of its clauses are clear to both parties. 4. The payment transaction. Payment in Italy is usually made by the so-called covered checks, or checks, as it's spelt in the US. These financial documents, similar to bills of exchange, are issued by an Italian bank, where you, the buyer, have your account. On the day of signing the notarial contract of sale, you effectively pass the check to the seller. You can also transfer funds from an overseas account directly to the seller or to the notary's trust account, whereby the notary will then transfer the funds to the seller at the conclusion of the deal. Payment for the transaction will be in euros. Note that paying for a property in cash is prohibited under anti-money laundering regulations. 5. Registration of ownership. After signing the main contract, state registration of the transaction takes place. The notary transfers all of the information on the transaction to the relevant state authorities, such as the Cadastral Land Registry Office, the Real Estate Registration Chamber, and the Tax Office. Ownership registration takes from several days up to 3 months, depending on the municipality to which the cadastra, the recording of the land in the land registry, belongs. However, you become the owner at the moment of the signing of the deed of purchase. With the legwork having been completed, now it's for your advisors to complete the paperwork, and one of the main areas of concern are the property taxes and other costs involved in the total cost of your purchase. As long as you've already factored in the various taxes and costs, and keep a tight rein on your funds so you know the financial parameters you're working within, there should be no nasty surprises for you. Besides, that's what all of your preparatory work that you undertook in the early part of finding out how to buy a property in Italy has been leading up to. So, the next stage of the Italian property buying process, covered in the next video, part 8, is entitled, Property Taxes and Other Costs. Don't forget to check out the Airbnb URL link in the description box below this video for some great deals if you need to extend your stay to finalize and close your property purchase deal. In the meantime, and to ensure you don't miss out on future videos and updates on expat essentials for Italy, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then hit the bell icon. And, don't forget to download your free ebook entitled, You Can Start a Brand New Life in Italy. The URL link is in the description box, just below this video. Finally, don't forget to share this video with friends, family, business colleagues and associates. Thanks for watching, and make it a great day. Until next time, ciao for now.